Hello again, everybody. For those of you who are not here for the first session in the morning when I presented the multimedia support in Oxygen, I want to reintroduce myself. My name is Sorin Carbunaru and I am a software developer for Oxygen XML. My main focus is on the authoring experience, but in this presentation, which will be a short one, I want to talk a little bit about Oxygen and Saxon JS, more specifically about how Oxygen helps you when you are developing and using Saxon JS. For those of you who are more experienced with Saxon and transformations in the web browser, you probably remember and you already know about Saxon-CE Client Edition, which is an implementation of XSLT 2.0 for usage in the web browser. It's a little bit old. The last release was 4 years ago, but fortunately and thankfully, Saxonica did a great job and they released a successor for Saxon-CE, which is called Saxon JS. Why JS? Because this XSLT 3.0 runtime has been written in JavaScript. So that's why it's called Saxon JS. Saxon JS is faster, smaller, better than Saxon-CE, so thumbs up for the Saxonica team. Okay. Now, if you have an XML and you want to process it, you want to perform a transformation in the web browser, you want to use it with Saxon JS, then you need to compile your XSLT in order to get this style sheet export file that can be processed by the Saxon JS engine. And in order to compile it, you have to use Saxon Enterprise Edition. Now, for all of us here, Oxygen has some help to offer. It has some good news for us in that you can use Oxygen, which comes with Saxon Enterprise Edition, in order to perform the compiling of your initial XSL style sheet. How can you do that? Let's switch to Oxygen. The first thing, the most important thing, is that you have to install an add-on that you can find by going to the help menu, install new add-ons, and in the default update site. It's the Saxon 9.7 plugin that uses Saxon 9.7.0.14. And this is the most important step that you have to take. Install this add-on, and after doing this, which I have already done, you will get the Compile XSLT button in the toolbar. And we will use it in just a few moments. I want to show you a sample application that Saxonica developed, and I used the samples from the Saxonica website, so thank you, Saxonica, for providing this. We have an XML with a list of books, and a list of categories of books, each book having associated a category. Then we have the XSL, the style sheet, which is responsible for creating some HTML tables for the books, for the categories, It's also responsible for sorting the tables based on some columns that you choose to sort, and it's also responsible of juggling with the visibility of certain books based on the category that you selected. And finally, the HTML file that will contain the result of the transformation, the result of the processing of the XML. As you can see, I have imported the Saxon JS library, and there's also another small JavaScript snippet for transforming the XML using the given style sheet. Again, the style sheet location does not point to the XSL, but to the SEF file that you obtain as a result of compiling the initial style sheet. Okay, so in order to obtain that compiled style sheet, we will use the action provided by the add-on, the Saxon add-on, and I'll compile this. And if I refresh the folder from here, you can see that we have the result of the compiling. And if we open the result, the HTML in the browser, you can see that the transformation runs as expected, and you can interact with the checkboxes in order to filter the books that you want to see in the below table. And you can also sort the tables by clicking whichever column you want to use. Of course, this is just a small demo. Those of you who are experienced with XSLT, I'm sure you can do all kind of great things. The main point of this short presentation was to show you how you can use Oxygen while doing development and using Saxon JS. So now if you have any questions, please ask them. Yeah? Oh.
So, I'm assuming you still need a Saxon-CE license for your web server.
No.
Okay.
You need Saxon-CE, you only need to compile.
Oh, okay.
So the runtime license for Saxon JS is free. There's no license for that.
Yes?
If there's an error in your XSLT, you get to see it in the newest version. Because the version that I have doesn't show you the error. You have to go to the terminal and check the output.
So.
Sorry? If you have an error in your XSLT, it won't compile.
Oh, okay.
And then it just says, I don't compile. It doesn't say why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a Saxon kind of an issue, right? When it compiles the style sheet in the compiled form, it doesn't report errors.
But it does.
But in the console, not inside, we don't pick them up inside Oxygen.
No.
We'll have a look at that.
That would be an improvement, right?
So the latest version of Saxon right now is an add-on, it's a plugin. But we already integrated for the next Oxygen release, it will be closely integrated into Oxygen, also for debugging. So I expect this will get also fixed maybe by that integration.
Any other questions?
3 of them.
Yeah.
Can we integrate Saxon JS in Markdown?
What?
You can't. Can we integrate Saxon JS in a Markdown file?
Oh, in Markdown.
So you transfer the markdown in HTML. You have the markdown information.
Well, there are ways to work around that, I guess, but I'm not sure exactly what you see. You know,
Nothing.
is
Just
integration.
trying to run it.
Sure,
Okay. Thank you.